Hello, the student in grade 10, okay, all the students in grade 10. And today, please greet and welcome back to our class again for chapter 15, okay, the last unit, unit 3. Would you like to live in the countryside or in the town? And now you can open your book on page 90 and 91. Okay, in unit 2, okay, you have learned already, and I have the last section for you to discuss at home and write in your notebook. But okay, did you write together? Okay, if you don't write, you please look at my writing for you to prepare with your writing or and my writing, or which one is better. Okay, the discussing question, and what do you think, lie in okay, lie in the city and town or lie in the countryside is better? ចឹងសំណួរនៅក្នុងភាសាគឺជីវិតនៅទីក្រុងឬក៏ជីវិតនៅជនបទដែលល្អប្រសើរជាង This is the writing for essay. This is the opening, and from firstly until here, it is the body, and here is the conclusion. ចឹងនៅក្នុងសំណេរនេះគឺបានសរសេរអំពីរបៀបតែងពិន័យឬក៏សម្ភារសំណេរកថាខណ្ឌចឹងគឺចាប់ពី nowadays មកដល់ត្រង់នេះគឺជាចំណុចផ្ដើមហើយចាប់ពី firstly រហូតមកដល់កន្លែងនេះគឺជាទម្រង់តួសេចក្តីហើយត្រឹមមកចុះក្រោយគឺជាតួវគ្គសេចក្តីបញ្ចប់ចឹងរាល់សំណេរដែលយើងទៅសេបានឲ្យបានល្អនោះគឺទី1គឺមានលេខផ្ដើមតួសេចក្តីនិងលេខបញ្ចប់ដូចជាខ្មែរ essay as well ទេខ្មែរ dictation ខ្មែរ essay គេខ្មែរ paragraph writing the same ទេអញ្ចឹងនៅសំណេរខ្មែរយើងក៏ដោយសំណេរភាសាអង់គ្លេសដែរគឺដូចគ្នាគឺផ្ដើមតួនិងបញ្ចប់គឺយើងមិនចាំបាច់ចុះ intent គឺ you cannot intent or you cannot enter, it's up to you. Okay, you can write but they know where is the first, the second or the third, and the opening, the body and conclusion ចឹងពេលអ្នកអានគេដឹងថាមានផ្ដើមអត់មានតួអត់មានបញ្ចប់អត់ដែរ Okay, for the reason why I choose to live, for me I choose to live in the countryside. Get it together. Nowadays, a lot of people prefer to live in the cities than to live in the countryside because they think like cities can provide a great deal of advantages and opportunity for better life. In my opinion, living in a peaceful countryside is better because of several reasons as below. នេះគេដឹងគឺប្រើមិនប៉ុណ្ណឹងណាទេហើយទោះស្ដីគឺចាប់ដើម firstly ទី1ហេតុផលដែលយើងរស់នៅជនបទទី1 firstly living in the countryside helps you to be closer to nature. That is obviously very good for your heart. Houses in the countryside are surrounded by trees, flowers, etc. and they are open to the nature where you can breathe fresh air and enjoy a peaceful life. There, you are woken up by the singing and the birds rather than by noise in the traffic from the traffic. Secondly, the countryside is a place where you can have friendlier people and good-hearted neighborhoods. In country, everyone know everyone and people actually say hello when they meet each other. People in the countries are really friendlier than and ready to help without asking anything in return. Thirdly, the cost of living in countryside is lower than in cities. People in the countryside can produce their own food, e.g. vegetables, fruits, fish, meat, and so on. I understand that working in the countryside does not earn as much as money as working in large cities. However, people in the countryside do not have to waste money on unnecessary things. Finally, country life is easier than city life. Time seems to return more slowly in the countryside. which take away a great deal of stress that is experienced by city dweller who tend to be always in a hurry to somewhere. To sum up, there are always two sides of a coin. Living in the countryside or living in the large city has its own advantages and disadvantages. Sorry. For me, I prefer the peaceful life in the countries because of about mentioned points. I was I wish I can afford to build another happy house surrounded by a nice garden in the countryside when my husband and I get older. Okay, this is the paragraph or essay from Unit 2, as you can see. And now let's go to our lesson. Vocabulary: bar, bar, keyboard, keyboard, cover, cover, dirt, dirt, show, show, widow, widow, dirt or dust, dust. In his or her own way, in his or her own way. A dirt road, a dirt road. We look at the two pictures here. Okay, picture 1 and picture 2. Okay, what can you see in the picture 1 and what can you see in the picture 2? Okay, picture 1. Okay, where is the picture 1? Where is the photo in the picture 1? Okay, picture 1, where is the place here? And picture 2, where is the place? In the picture 1 is the city. Here you can see the road building. But this photo were taken in 2000, so it is an old picture. But now it's very different changes. So this is the picture 2 about the country. This is the city and country. To look at the difference between city and country. Okay, the city you can see a lot of car, motorbike, and people travel. But the road is excellent. Then the countryside, like you can see the dirt road here, the dirt road. And but the countryside surrounded by the tree, fresh air as well. Okay, look. Okay, let's go to read the conversation between Ratana and Kamsei talking about where they would like to live. Ratana, where would you like prefer to live after you finish school? In the town or in the countryside? Ratana, I might prefer to live in the countryside, sir. Right. How about you, Kamsei? Say, well, I think I'd rather live in the town, sir. Why would you prefer to live in the countryside, Ratana? Well, there's a lot of fresh air in the countryside, and the environment is much cleaner than in the town. Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe you could explain to us why you prefer to live in town. Either like to live in the countryside because of the road. They are not easy to travel, or either they are very dusty and they are covered in a lot of mud. The road in town, on the other hand, are usually excellent. That in the countries, there is nothing to do during our free time, but in the town, there's a lot to do. Kamsei is already here. Draw. For example, we can watch cable television. On the other hand, go to bars and see shows. Not everyone wants big things. Neither do we want to suffer from all the pollution in the town. Well, I think you're both right in your own different ways. But we must remember that although the town and the country are very different, people who live in them are Cambodians, and they're all working for development of our country. Okay, then one. Now you can turn back to translate it together. Are you ready yet, please? Ratana, where would you prefer to live after you finish school? Ratana, តើអ្នកចង់រស់នៅឯណាក្រោយពេលចប់ថ្នាក់វិទ្យាល័យ in the town or in the countryside នៅទីប្រជុំជននៅទីក្រុងឬជនបទ Ratana, I prefer to live in the countryside sir លោកគ្រូខ្ញុំចង់រស់នៅឯជនបទទំនាក់ right how about you កំសេកទំនាក់ថាត្រូវហើយចុះអ្នកវិញកំសេក saying well I'd rather live in the town sir ខ្ញុំនិយាយថាខ្ញុំចង់រស់នៅទីក្រុងជាងលោកគ្រូខ្ញុំនិយាយ why would you prefer to live in the countryside ណាថាហេតុអ្វីបានជាអ្នកចង់រស់នៅឯជនបទទៅថា well there are a lot of fresh air the countryside and the environment is much cleaner than in the town មែនហើយមានខ្យល់អាកាសល្អតែជនបទហើយបរិស្ថានគឺល្អជាងនៅទីក្រុងYeah, that's right. I'm saying maybe you could explain to us why you prefer to live in the town. ត្រូវហើយរតនាខ្ញុំផ្សេងវិញចូលអ្នកប្រហែលជាមានហេតុផលដែលត្រូវមកបញ្យល់យើងថាហេតុអ្វីបានជាអ្នកចង់នៅទីក្រុងខ្ញុំផ្សេង I don't like the countryside because of the dirt road ខ្ញុំមិនចង់នៅជនបទទេលោកគ្រូពីព្រោះវាមានផ្លូវដីកុយ They are not easy to travel on either the road Either they're very dirty or they're covered in a lot of mud វាមិនពិបាកធ្វើដំណើរហើយផ្លូវគឺមានធូលីហើយថែមទាំងមានភក់មានតែធូលីមានតែភក់ The road in the town on the other hand are usually excellent ផ្លូវនៅទីក្រុងម្យ៉ាងទៀតគឺវាល្អ Then in the countryside there's nothing to do during our free time But in the town there's a lot to do ទៅនៅឯជនបទវិញគឺថាมันមានអ្វីដែលត្រូវធ្វើទេនៅពេលទំនេរហើយនៅក្នុងសបោអ្វីដែលត្រូវធ្វើខ្ញុំនិយាយ for example ឧទាហរណ៍ទៅមើលខ្ញុំសេ Say for example we can watch cable television with videos and go to bars and see show ឧទាហរណ៍យើងអាចមើលទូរទស្សន៍ស្រីកាបក្នុងកាយបងផ្សេងមើលទូរទស្សន៍មើលវីដេអូទៅបារនិងទៅមើលការថតវីដេអូ But not everyone wants these things neither do we want to suffer from all the pollution in the town គ្រប់គ្នាមិនមែនចង់បានដូចគ្នាទាំងអស់នោះទេមានយើងទាំងអស់គ្នាយើងទាំងអស់គ្នាគឺសុទ្ធតែមិនចង់បានពីការបំពុលទាំងឡាយនៅក្នុងទីក្រុងនោះទេ Neither គឺមានអត់ពួកយើងអស់នេះសុទ្ធតែអត់ចង់បានការបំពុលពីបរិស្ថាននោះទេមិនចង់បានការបំពុលក្នុងបរិស្ថានទេគឺសំការបំពុលក្នុងទីក្រុងទេពួកយើងអស់នេះសុទ្ធតែមិនចង់បានមិនចង់បានការឈឺស្កាត់ពីការបំពុលនៅក្នុងទីក្រុងទេគឺមាន Well I think you're both right in your own different way but we must remember that although the town and the country are very different people who live in them are Cambodians and they're all working for the development of our country គឺថាមែនហើយខ្ញុំយល់ថាអ្នកទាំងពីរសុទ្ធតែមានគំនិតអ្នកទាំងពីរគឺមានគំនិតខុសឆ្លាយគ្នាប៉ុន្តែយើងត្រូវចាំថាបើទោះបីជាអ្នកនៅទីក្រុងបើទោះបីថានៅទីក្រុងនិងនៅជនបទវាខុសគ្នាក៏ដោយមនុស្សដែលរស់នៅក្នុងទីក្រុងនិងជនបទនោះសុទ្ធតែជាជនជាតិកម្ពុជាជាខ្មែរហើយពួកគេទាំងនេះធ្វើការដើម្បីអភិវឌ្ឍប្រទេសរបស់យើង Okay everyone let's go to read the question and I want you to answer this question and see you next hour for the next hour you can check your answer together 1 Where do Ratana and Kumseng want to live in the future 2 Why does Ratana want to live there 3 Why does Kumseng want to live there 4 What do you think about Ratana and Kumseng ideas 5 Why do you think their English teachers say that the people who live in the town and countryside are both Cambodian Okay, this is the 5 questions for you to answer the next hour. Everyone, thank you, goodbye, and good luck.